What's good, YouTube? What it is or what it is, just tapping in, which just had some bullshit happen to me. Uh, Before I get it going, I want y'all to tap in, roll in, roll in. You feel me? We about to talk about this little scenario situation that just happened and talk about something that's probably, a lot of small up and coming farms, homesteads are dealing with, so on and so forth, potentially go deal with. Just want to give some cautionary tale, and hopefully anybody in the future don't have to deal with what I got going on. Salute, salute, family. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a few more seconds before I start cooking on this. See if anybody join up. But I'm pissed off. Salute, salute, brother Jared. I am pissed. I am pissed. I'm irritated. Exactly a week before my Trey eighth birthday. You know what I'm saying? And we dealing with bullshit. The month of May been trash this year for me. Uh, so everybody been seeing. I've been working on this coop for the last few weeks, putting in that sweat equity. You know, turning what once was an eyesore into something to be proud of. Visually. And I get a knock at the door about an hour ago. Salute, salute, my brother Joe. Salute.
What's good, Ken Folk? What's good?
Dealing with the tomfoolery, the fuck shit 2.0.
Okay,
So I get
okay.
a knock at the door about an hour ago. I go to the front door. Immediately, I see a good old animal catching truck on the outside. I said, here we go with the fuck shit. Y'all excuse my vernacular. I'm a little irritable. As the old folk would say, I'm irritated. Hard and finish. Salute, salute. Pissed. And you know what I'm saying? I'm doing my best to be composed at this moment. So we had some, apparently one of my neighbors have complained about the chickens. So I guess noise complaint or whatever the case is. I got a few suspicions on who it is. Initially, when I first moved in the area, I looked into the ordinance and I saw that I was in compliance. Compliance. So I'm like, you know what? I'm good over here. I'm gonna just go ahead and throw some more chickens in the joker. Should have been, you know what I'm saying, played a little more caution and paid more attention to, you know, these ordinance changing. So that's a cautionary to anybody when you doing any type of homesteading or anything like that. Y'all make sure y'all keeping up with y'all county compliances because they change on you. And you know what I'm saying. If you ain't keeping up with it, you find out that now you technically in violation. So I had the guy come out, cool dude, cool officer, you know, explain to him my situation, how we always give back to the community as far as with the eggs and things like that. We always uh, offering education. We've never uh, tried to hide what we're doing over here. Simply for the biggest fact is I don't even have fences in my yard. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like two homes in the neighborhood that might have a fence. Everything is over an acre in my neighborhood. So apparently somebody made a call. He comes out, explain everything to him. Cool dude from the country, and he like if it was up to me, dude, I drive off. But he was like, I got higher ups, and man, he did everything in his power to try to make this thing as sweet as possible. Let's see, what the brother say. They don't want to see you with them chickens, because you are destroying the stereotype, and they want you to believe. Hey, come on, bro. Come on, man. All of the nitpicking. I'm showing. Yeah, exactly. Well, this is the crazy thing. So, based on my what I have here, the new county ordinance says that we can only have four chickens, bro. Four chickens. I said that's interesting. They said for you to exceed that limit, you need to be on 3 acres and above. And I'm thinking to myself, well, Tyson Chicken don't operate with those same compliances. All of these large farm organizations and things like that, they got chickens living in 2 by 2 square foot cages their whole life until they make it up to maturity age to be slaughtered. My birds is in the Taj Mahal, according to him. The officer literally came up. He said, if you don't mind, I want to take a look around. And he told me verbatimly, he says, you have the nicest setup I've ever seen when I've gone out to for a complaint. He says, I want to drive off so bad, but I have a hierarchy that I gotta fall under. He talked to his superiors, trying to meet me halfway with something. And he said, unfortunately, I can't. I said, look, dude, I said, if I can just get rid of my roosters, I'm fine with that. Just let me keep my birds in my hands. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to, so I'm going to have to downsize significantly. So I'm going to be butchering a bunch of birds, and cautionary to everybody, make sure you got your keeping up with your ordinance, and on the safe side, get all your permits and licensing. Like right now I'm scrambling so that I can get my agricultural license. You know, I was really trying to scave, you know what I mean, be under the ground for the time being, because within that, now once you do get those licenses, now you got folk popping up periodically. You gonna have the USDA popping up. I'm just trying to keep some of that foot traffic down. But one of these whole ass neighbors around here, probably one of these very ones who we've given eggs to, you know what I'm saying? We've been nothing but good neighbors, and you know what I'm saying? Um, you know, bro, it's crazy. In the 5 years I've been here, I didn't have a bull come in my yard on 2 different occasions. Then had several dogs get into my yard and get out my chickens, you know, and you don't see no issue. You don't see nobody getting hunt down for that. But we trying to stay to ourselves. Same shit we go through with the dog. Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you see, that's a big reason why I even stopped talking about the dogs on here, because I know that's a whole nother situation right there. You know, and he was so cool. He saw the dog back there. He didn't even double glance. Said, Pretty dog, man," and that was it. Hey, bro, he wanted to leave. I'm telling you, so bad, and he kept apologizing. Young white dude, man. I'm so sorry, bro. If I'm gonna look into seeing if there's anything. If I come across something, I he gave me his personal number. He's like, took my number down. Of course, he said if I come across, or if I run into a superior, and we can get some leeway room for you, then I'll do that. He's like, I'm a country boy. He's like, uh, and I understand what you're doing. You're trying to feed your family. You're feeding the community. And he was like, he told me how recently, he says he buys all his, he doesn't buy any meat from the store. He says he hunts deer, and he said they emptied out their freezer, and he was like, we just gonna go get some beef from the store. And he said both him and his wife got food poisoning, and he's like, never again. So he understands what we doing over here, and he's like, man, I hate that I had to pull up on you. He's like, you were the people that doing it right, and nobody should even have an issue with it. And he's like, I get calls for like extreme situations, and then I have to be combative with folks about doing the wrong thing. And he's like, y'all doing the right thing. Go ahead, brother. Jump in. Feel free anytime. I don't mean to ramble. I'm just pissed off.
No,
I'm
you
trying
good,
to
good. No,
stay
I'll let you
calm.
get it all. I'll let you get it all out before I say something. You know what I mean, I want to miss no part of the story. But
Yeah, man.
so are your neighbors of that persuasion?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's a blended
Okay.
neighborhood. It's a
Yeah,
blended.
yeah,
But since
yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
had to move the chicken coop forward, and I only moved it forward here because I got so many trees that I need to chop down, and I'm thinking for the future about all right when these trees need to be chopped. I want my coop out of the way to keep it from being
Right,
destroyed. You know,
right.
so I'm thinking. And I only moved it forward maybe 20 yards, so it's the
So they
same
so,
birds, everything.
so they literally came out there because somebody complained about a noise ordinance that you have too many chickens. It's the only
Yeah.
reason why he came
And I,
out there.
yep, yep. And because they changed the
Right, right. You only got four chickens. Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't
Yeah,
even
hey,
think
bro.
of it right now. But basically, I
I know.
can't. I'm technically not even supposed to have roosters anymore. And I told him, I'm like, dude, I'll get rid of the roosters. That ain't nothing. I'll butcher them bastards, and they'll be in the freezer before the night is over.
Right. How many chickens you have?
In total, 25
And so you got downsized all the way back down to four.
to 4.
Ooh, wee.
So put it
That
like this: I'm
is.
I'm and I'm about to go on overdrive to see about getting my agricultural license,
Mhm.
and figure out what is the max that I can have at that point too. And also another thing he told me, he's like, "I'll that he'll extend." So he gave me I got a 30-day
Give you some time.
time
Give you some
frame.
time. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but he says I can extend that as well. So he's like, as long as I see that you're making steps toward reducing your flock, he was like, I'll just extend your time, bro. Man, I even
But,
gave him some
but,
eggs on the way out, and so he
but,
was he
what,
was a
what,
cool
what,
dude. He was doing his
what,
job
well, shout out to him. You know what I mean. So this is
for sure.
this is the time when racial barriers don't really matter. When you got somebody who from the country and know what you're doing. All that kind of go out the window. But yeah, regarding your neighbors, hey, bro, that's how you know you're doing what you. I gave you your props yesterday, bro. This is the downside of you getting your props. Them folks is always watching, always paying attention, always nosy, always trying to downsize your greatness. You dig what I'm saying? So the fact that you were a community man, helping out the community, giving neighbors eggs and being all that, you do all that and somebody still call them folks on you. You know what I mean? That ain't nothing but them being who they truly are. You know what I mean?
Oh
This
yeah,
is this
oh
is
yeah.
a small sample of why we don't have Black Wall Street no more. Them folks not
Come
minding
on,
their business, peeking out the curtains, looking around, doing surveillance, doing COINTELPRO. You just a brother on his own lane. It ain't like you got this in the middle of the street. Ain't like you got this on nobody else's line. You're in your own garden, handling your own business, ain't bothering nobody. But them folks who can't create, can't cultivate, can't imagine, and can't even have the brain bandwidth to come up with what you're doing in your own backyard, they gonna hate on you and they gonna try to destroy it, which is why they call them folks on you. Them be the same folks who smile and give you a hug and say thank you for the eggs, or those same ones who call them folks on you. So it's absolutely disgusting, but this is just a testament to your greatness. It shows you're going down the right path. You know what I mean? So you got folks calling on you about some chickens, bro. You know what I mean? And then the policy and procedures and the rules and regulations, that's always set to help them corporations get more money. If everybody was allowed to have 20, 30 chickens in their yard, it wouldn't be no Tyson chicken. We wouldn't be going to Costco to get no rotisserie chicken for $5. You know what I mean? So that's just them keeping their buddies in power. So yeah, bro. If you go legit, folks gonna be popping up on you and all that kind of stuff. But if you go legit, even though you might have the knock on the doors, just like any other business or whatnot, you won't have to downsize your greatness. You can do whatever you want. You just have to be on paperwork now. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, you can just scale back and go back to four, or you can, you can fight for your creativity and keep it going with the 20 plus. You built that gorgeous chicken coop. I wouldn't let uh no cave dwelling lice magnet stop you from doing what you're doing. So again, this just solidifies and stamps your greatness. Them folks them folks peeked through the windows, peeked through the blinds, looked through the bushes. I know you say you ain't got no fence. Look through the bushes and, oh my God, look at all those chickens. Oh, look at that chicken coop. Oh, we can't have this here. He went whoever looked online, called 1-800, get this nigga and stop him from doing what he doing. And extension 123, and them folks came out there messing with you. But hey, man, hey, just another day of being a black man in America. But shout out to old boy. At least he was cool. He could have been on some of that on some of that dumb stuff. He could have been on that MAGA type of time, messing with you about every little thing. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, bro, you just gotta decide what you want to do. I'll support you regardless. But downsizing from 20 plus to 4, that's a lot. But yeah, bro, you
Man,
got a right to
I
be
would have to
upset.
go through,
So don't give
figure
out
out
no
which ones are
more
my
eggs.
best.
Don't nobody get no
Oh
more
yeah,
eggs no more. Ain't
no,
nobody
hell
getting
no.
nothing.
Everybody
Your
is a
dog come.
suspect in my eyes.
Your dog get in my yard might get shot.
I'm popping it. Ain't no question. I'm popping it. I'm about to go get a suppressor for my 22 too.
Hey,
Man, I'm putting your dog motherfucking down. Fuck all of these people. It's crazy. And excuse my vernacular, because some of my family might come in here, but y'all just got to bear with me today. You feel me? But it's some bull because, bruh, majority of my neighborhood is 50 and up. It's very. I don't. It might be 4 families that are in their 30s in my neighborhood. Everybody, it's pretty much a retired neighborhood for the most
yeah,
part,
yeah,
or on
yeah,
the
yeah,
verge of
yeah, yeah.
retirement. All of y'all folk is elderly, where y'all grew up in a time frame where y'all had chickens. It was common for people to have chickens in their yard. And my birds have always been contained. My birds don't be in nobody's yard. My birds,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
they're
saying?
not
None of
wandering
my
around. Yeah,
animals,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, they not encroaching. They not tearing up nobody's garden. None of my animals have gotten out from my dogs, anything. And you know what I'm saying? We stay out the way of anybody, and but we still cordial, respectful, and friendly to all of our neighbors. So you got these whole ass people that's on this bullshit. But I tell you what, let the grocery chain shut down right now. All of these starving, hungry motherfuckers be knocking at the door, trying to barter for
Oh
some
yeah.
of these eggs over here.
Nah, not even that. They gonna be walking. They ain't gonna knock on your door. They gonna start walking through your backyard, start picking up stuff. You know how them folks be.
Yeah, lead. That's what they're gonna be picking up.
Yeah, yeah, that too. But hey,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
hey,
Hello.
uh, hey, hey, hey,
It,
hey,
it,
hey, hey, hey.
it's crazy. You're
But
talking about all of these major big pharma and commercial industry, quote unquote, farms that are raising animals. This very size coop right here would house over 100
oh, oh,
birds.
oh, easily getting,
And
easily
then
getting, getting,
they would tell
getting
you that
steroid,
it's free
getting
range.
steroid food, getting steroid
Come
food
on,
and
bro.
stuff.
Antibiotic up because of the living conditions that they in. They gotta pump up with antibiotics and shit. Otherwise, they be
Man,
dead from dysentery
chickens,
and
chickens
uh.
look like
Man,
Ronnie Coleman in 3 months.
come on, come on, woo! Lightweight baby.
chicken, chicken come out. Chicken got 22s and 3 months old. Dog, come on, man.
Come on, bro. So
Looking
this
like
just a
Craig Munson.
cautionary. Is righteous as you the path you try to walk on, as solid you try to be. You know what I'm saying? Having foresight for your family, thinking about potentials, even in that, the wicked motherfuckers still go find a way to fuck with you.
Bro,
I ain't doing nothing
that's
but
what
trying to
they.
feed my family.
That's what they. That's what they do. And
Meanwhile,
their job
some
is
of my neighbors, I know they go
and
ahead,
their
cuz.
job is to stop you from feeding your family. Cause we can't forget they feel like they have the domain. They're all over the earth. That's why they so nosy. They feel like they privilege gives them a card to go and harass and mess with anybody because they feel like the earth is their turf when that's not the case. So what you're experiencing is just what nothing that our ancestors ain't went through. Again, we have lost every Black Wall Street that we had because a neighbor like yours who was nosy, don't want to leave black folks alone, want to be all in black folk business. That's all it is, bro. So now you just have a decision to make. Are you gonna let these folks castrate your creativity, or are you just gonna go legit and keep on blossoming in your greatness, bro? That's all. That's the only option you got. So if you cut down all your chickens, that's cool. If you want to keep moving forward, just know there's gonna be more knocks on the door, but you'll be able to prosper and you'll be able to keep on functioning at your highest of intelligence. So all it is just them causing confusion. When they cause confusion, they don't allow you to concentrate. When you can't concentrate, you can't be creative. Right now, you're being creative. You're free. You're being able to think. You're being able to literally create with your own hands. They don't like that. When you're creating with your own hands, that means you can start creating a civilization because you got time to think and you got time to process. You got time to create. Before you know it, bro, you got a whole ecosystem in your backyard that's dedicated to keeping your family going. And that's not what they do. They spirit bothered them so much. Their ancestral spirit to seek and destroy and to conquer is what made them make that phone call. So you need to live in your ancestral greatness and keep on creating and keep on pushing forward because you're doing what you're designed to do. So I wouldn't take this as a warning. I would take this as this is how you know you on the right path. Because they wouldn't be fucking with
Oh,
you if you wasn't. You dig what I'm saying?
for sure, for sure. And this all it was for everybody. I wanted to vent and give cautionary to anybody who got similar mindset. Brother Joe is on his path as well. You know what I'm saying? The brother, uh, might not have a large backyard, but he maximizing his space and being able to feed himself. You know what I'm saying? So like minded, each one teach one. So I'm just giving some cautionary tale and venting because it's like it's frustrating. It is frustrating. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Motherfuckers will come knock on your door about some animals, right? But you got dudes that will publicly go around and antagonize public, calling racial slurs and things like that, and he fine. He able to be straight. Ain't getting snatched up. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, you got dudes be getting caught in pedophiles things and motherfuckers they get slapped on the
uh,
wrist, do a couple months in jail. You know what I mean?
uh,
But they talk about coming and fining me. You know what I'm saying? If you don't pay the fines, guess what? They put a lien on your house, take your whole shit over
uh,
some motherfucker.
oh
I'm
yeah.
just trying to eat. I'm just trying to eat.
Hey, hey, bro, I'll say this. My family's owned a business for 40 plus years. It's very prosperous. It's been blessed. It's been great. But best don't get it twisted. A bunch of them folks have tried to shut us down. You know what I mean? Like for example, my dad hired this white guy. My dad paid him, helped him out when he was in need. He wanted to buy a house. He asked my dad to sign to a letter of recommendation saying that how well of a good guy he is and that you can trust him with the loan and da da da. Long story short, my dad helped him get a loan for the house off his recommendation. The guy loved my dad, thanked my dad, and whatever. So then this guy ended up moving because the house that he moving into was like an hour or so away. So he's like, I'm moving. I'm going to leave this job to be close to the house, but thank you, all that kind of stuff, right? Soon as I got moved, he called them people on us and had the whole business had to get investigated over a false accusation. Same guy that was begging my dad for a recommendation to help him get a house, called them people on us, making false accusations, having folks running through the business looking for something that's not even there.
Watch this. To go along with that story, all right, we living in Cali, um, early 2000s. So I'm gonna say my pop started doing real estate in like 2001, and by about '05, he had got into his financial stride, and he was killing. All right, I'm talking about he opened. He had an escrow company, his real estate company, and he had a mortgage company. Him. Hey, y'all, give me 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. I'm back. I'm back. My bad, y'all. My bad. I black in this building. Yeah, man. But look at that. That quick. My neighbor across the street just tapped in. Just blessing just landed on me right fast. So she is on close to 3 acres, I'm assuming. She about to find out. And she just told me in this wooded area right by her house. Matter of fact, I'm gonna flip the camera so y'all can see. Hold on. That wooded area straight across the street. She just gave me access to that land and told me I can build another coop over there. Shout out to my neighbor coming through, pulling up from half court. And yeah, my wife went over there to talk to her. Uh, that's why I stepped away. So my apologies to for y'all that was sitting there. I see all my numbers dropped off. I probably need to go ahead and start this live over. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start a new live, get y'all back in here.